in a growth business like ours, the ability to free up people's time, to allow them to focus on the activities that matter, is a real value add for clients and for our business.
Now, why do you think so many service teams struggle to balance efficiency and empathy, especially when it comes to human touch versus AI?
I think the balance is the key word. I think that you have to be economic, you have to be effective. And I think that the reality is many service interactions require empathy, they require a human touch, an emotional intelligence, if you like, combined. And I think sometimes the balance can go towards efficiency too much if the focus is on the wrong KPIs, or too much focus on certain KPIs, probably a better way of saying it. And I think then almost it becomes about the process, almost takes the light away from the customer experience or the service that's being provided. Again, if I give you an example, if you were to speak to Audley about a trip, we will look to understand everything about you and your requirements for that trip. We don't put a time measure on that call. The quality measure we have is that we have all the information and we have the level of understanding. Now, if the KPI were not only a response rate, but a call close rate, etc., it would drive the wrong behavior. So we're trying to make sure our emphasis on KPIs are on the things that are going to really add the value. Now, I think sometimes, I guess we've all experienced services which it feels more about the process than it does the customer.
I love that. And how do you do that? How do you keep that human touch, especially when so many customers are moving to digital-only comms? How do you keep that human touch?
I think a few different ways in the way that we do that. We do use digital channels because that is the best way to provide the services that we do for certain elements of it. And we make sure that the contents within those channels still represent that human touch, those personalization points, those little notes that only you and I spoke about, which we know are really important for your trip, that you see represented in there. So again, it's augmentation of the content through some of those digital channels, I would say, is one thing. Mm-hmm. Another part of that is to actually, you can make communication channels available and still have humans behind those channels, or you provide those humans with tools to make sure the right information is available at the right time, which I think is becoming, it's always been important, but is becoming even more important as we move forward and more information is available, as that bar is rising, as people expect more. So I think digital channels are an opportunity for enhanced service, and we don't need to lose the human touch in that. I think we can still demonstrate and represent it whilst meeting the client expectations.
How do you make sure that you design a technology strategy that empowers people and doesn't replace them?
I think that's if you take a business like Audley, we're a client experience business and we are a people business. We truly believe in that deep understanding, and that comes from people fundamentally. So we look to augment our people with the capabilities and tools to allow them to do the very best job possible. And I think that therefore, and again, in a growth business like ours, the ability to free up people's time, to allow them to focus on the activities that matter, is a real value add for clients and for our business. An example of that, a number of our interactions will be via phone calls or video calls. Some people will visit us in person. That's also fantastic. But if you're on a phone call and we're having a discussion about your requirements, and we're having a discussion about a destination and certain experiences and what it feels like to travel from point A to point B at that time of day, and all those details that really matter, we want our people to be able to focus on that conversation, not worry about taking all the notes and scribbling frantically on a page or on a screen or something. That we can manage for you. We can capture the notes, we can capture the key information, so that our people remain wholly engaged and wholly focused on the client. So I think a combination of people with the relevant capabilities really enhances even more from what we're able to do today.